My name is Joshua Adeyemi. I live here in Scotland. I'm an avid adventurer, and I also support a group called Black Scottish Adventurers, and I'm popularly known on social media as Tales by Josh. For anyone who is watching, nature is everything. So nature will benefit both your physical and mental well-being. And in the world we live in today, the world is a fast-paced world. And we are busy, we are working, we've got family life, we've got our children, we've got work and all that stuff. I think it's still very much important to make time for nature and for us to be aware that the space is there. And what that does for us is it makes us aware of environmental sustainability, which is super important, how to look after our environment, from your waste segregation to actually just thinking about littering when you are in the public spaces or when you're in the outdoors. And again, taking children along as well, I think is super important because however we live this beautiful place, it really comes down to, how our children and the future generation are going to find it. Black Scottish Adventurers was launched to support ethnic minorities here in Scotland in connecting with the great outdoors. While doing that, we also use the opportunity to educate them about how their daily activities impact the environment and ultimately the climate at large, and also telling them about how the outdoors and being outdoors will benefit both their physical and mental well-being as well. So Black Scottish Adventurers was launched back in 2022. And so it's coming up to our 3rd year anniversary just next year. We've grown significantly, and currently we have over 3,000 active members at BSA. So for me personally, I've been enjoying the great outdoors for over a decade now. And it's been an amazing journey for me, and I know and understand how it has benefited my own personal life and my physical and mental well-being as well. And beyond that, while I was spending time enjoying the space, I quickly realized that there was lack of representation within the space. And it was very, very important to me because my friends would see videos and photos from my time in the outdoors and they would ask, oh, I would like to go there, I would love to go there. But then I always thought, why can't you just go? And then having spoken with some of them, I quickly realized that there were challenges and there were barriers that were stopping them from accessing the place the way I could access the place as well. And I felt, maybe I could help make a change, maybe I could do something about that. And that's what bettered Black Scottish Adventurers. So some of the barriers are access issues, so people being able to access these places. And some of the barriers are also just even the knowledge of knowing that those places even exist. They exist and you can actually go there and enjoy those places. And also, I think one of the more important things is clothing, what to wear. What do you wear when you go outdoors? So a lot of our members are first-generation immigrants and they've only arrived in the country about maybe between 20 years ago and maybe last year or this moment. So a lot of them don't really have that knowledge when it comes to the outdoors. So again, helping to support with what to wear, where to go, and also providing access. And you see at BSA what we do is we carpool. So carpooling is something that works well for our community simply because it helps us reduce our carbon emission, which is super important to us because we are very passionate about environmental sustainability. But beyond that, it also helps us get people together and provides access for people to be able to get to places. And what it also does, it helps us eradicate loneliness within the community, because if you were in my car, by the time we drive to the location of the adventure, by the time we get there, we're already friends, even though we've only just met for the first time that morning. So it's a great way to bring the community together as well. So currently we're in Loch Lomond-Trossachs National Park. I'd say it's probably one of my favorite places here in Scotland. It gets busy over the summer months, but it's absolutely lush. And today we are going to be doing a hill called Conic Hill. It's a classic in this area. and also it sits on the geological fault that separates the highlands from the lowlands. So today we're going to be climbing something particularly unique, and when you get to the summit, the view is absolutely breathtaking. You see, I consider myself very, very fortunate, and the reason why is because I was saying it to the group at BSA yesterday. I was almost going to fall into that category of, oh, it's so cold outside, I don't want to go outside. But thankfully, I quickly discovered the outdoors, and I also discovered the tools that can make my experience in the outdoors a better one. And I think that dramatically changed my life. Just about a decade ago, I learned about the Land Reform Act here in Scotland, and the Land Reform Act grants us responsible access to the outdoors. And I think that's something that I don't take for granted. It's super important because even our cousins down south in England don't have such access. So I thought, you know what, if I've got this access, what am I going to do with it? I'm just going to go out and make the most of it. So that's how I began my own journey into the outdoors. And as I was saying, I've gone through various evolution during that time. So I started out just, walking around Edinburgh and enjoying local places. And then I moved on to places like this, the Conic Hill, here in Loch Lomond-Trossachs. And I went beyond that. I started doing Munros. I went up to Ben Lomond, and I did Ben Ledi, which is a Corbett. Ben Ledi was actually the first Corbett I did. And so again, just taking it one step at a time, and at the same time realizing, oh, it's such a beautiful world we have here. And again, it helps eliminate stress in my own life, the daily stress as a young person trying to get through life. And the outdoors is a place where I actually feel free. So if you call me and you tell me to do something for you while I'm outdoors, I'm probably not going to do it because it's a place where I feel like I can be my authentic true self and be free as well. And it's great how I've not only inspired people from my own community, but I've also gone beyond to inspire people all over the world, just for them to understand the importance of spending time in the outdoors. I mean, if I was asked what my biggest achievement is in the outdoors, or my biggest outdoor achievement is, I'll probably say is how I have inspired people to, see beyond what they thought was achievable. Because literally right before my eyes, I've seen people go from over my dead body to actually doing things that, they couldn't even have fathomed that they could do previously. And I think, it brings me great joy, and it humbles me as well. And even through that journey, I've been able to, learn a lot of new things. I've learned patience, like when you're looking after a group of about 100 people, you learn to be more patient, you learn to be more empathetic. Because I grew up in Lagos, Nigeria, for those that don't know. And it's a place where being weak or being soft is frowned upon. And it's a place where being vulnerable is frowned upon. And I think the outdoors has taught me a lot of that as well. And just, supporting group, meeting new people, and just learning about life is almost as if I'm learning everything all over again. So yeah, if I was to be asked what my biggest achievement is, I think it's just increasing representation within the outdoors while inspiring folks. Yeah, our relationship with Craghoppers is an interesting one, actually. I think we first connected with Craghoppers back in 2023, I think. And we met at the Kendall, so we exchanged details, and we told them about the amazing work that we're doing. And I think they listened, they truly listened, and I think they bought into the idea of supporting and getting more people into the outdoors, particularly ethnic minorities that, we don't really see a lot of us out in these amazing spaces that we have. So I believe this year we started various conversations, and this year during our annual Ben Nevis walk, Craghoppers was able to support us with kits, which was very important, which helped a lot of our members to achieve something that they probably would have considered that was inachievable. And again, just inspiring people in that way and supporting people in that way is so important. That's something that stands out. And earlier this year, with Craghoppers support, we were able to get about I think 20 members up to the top of Ben Nevis in the winter, in winter condition, proper Scottish winter conditions. And come next year now, because people have seen those 20 people get up there. Now next year, we're currently looking at about getting 50 people up there. So you can see the dramatic change. And I think that's due to the support that we get from organizations like Craghoppers. So for us at BSA, it's been an amazing journey so far. The amount of support and encouragement we've received from everyone, from the national parks to local governments to even various organizations like Craghoppers as well, and just the everyday people just cheering us on, you know. They're so happy that we are out there just enjoying ourselves, which is interesting. Like, for people to be happy for you, that you're finding true happiness in nature, I think that's something that you can't really put into words. And we are really, really grateful for that support and that encouragement that we get from everyone. And we've not only gone out to inspire people from our community, we've gone out to inspire people from across the world through our social media platforms as well.